Hey guys, my name's Johnny Fast. I'm a record collector from Christchurch, New Zealand, and today I'm just gonna make a video about all the records I've bought in 2023. This is just starting with the LPs. I might get bored and stop. Who knows? I don't really make videos. I think it's kind of weird, but I like the old YouTube style of fucking making it on your shitty laptop, no speakers, no mics. So see how this goes. All right, so. Starting it off, first record of the year I bought was a Spaz Romantic Gorilla Split. Two cool kind of power violence bands. I really like Spaz. I got into them quite a bit this year. Romantic Gorilla, also a cool band from Japan. Um, this is the yellow version of the cover. It also came with like a orange version of the cover, but yeah, I like the yellow better. Sweet. Alright, next is the Wound Man Perimeter record. This was not the newest album, but the one before. I got this one on eBay quite cheap. It's on transparent blue, but very cool. Also, sort of power violency, a bit more like doomy, but very cool stuff. Alright, next up, Lack of Interest. Very good album. I prefer the first one, but also got this one on eBay at the beginning of the year, pretty cheap. So yeah, when I mean pretty cheap, like records, to get them sent here, like from America, it'd be like 35 US dollars sometimes. You know, it's pretty crazy. Shipping's gone up. So you gotta really want the record. But yeah, this is a very good record. But yeah, prefer the first one. Alright, next I got a repress of the Riders LP. Pretty good. Just a repress. I haven't opened it yet even. Still in the shrink wrap in there. Yeah, good. Hardcore. Plus head artwork. Very cool record. I feel like I'm just gonna say very cool record a whole bunch of times. Obviously I'm buying them because I like them. Next up, Ceremony, Violence, Violence. Finally, the album is gatefold and it opens like this way. But very good album. Their first LP. I think their best LP. Roland Park's pretty good. But yeah, this one fucking cool. Power violence stuff too. I got really into power violence this year. Thanks to my friend Dan. Alright, next up, Spaz, Crush, Kill, Destroy. Their third and last album. This is an original pressing. It's on the transparent purple version from just the mail order version, I think. No, solid purple. Looks sick. I got this from a record label and store in Australia called Bad Habit. Very cool. Always have really cool punk stuff, so check them out. Check the web store out. Might be able to pick something cool up that you've been after like this. Spaz, Crush, Kill, Destroy. Next up is the Ottawa Jihad Split. It's like really good 90s hardcore. Not really into the Jihad side, it's the Ottawa side, it's really sick. Some of the best of the 90s stuff, which I've slowly making my way through after getting super into 80s hardcore. But yeah, really good split. Oh yeah, it's a big one. Conservative Military Image, sometimes Skinhead. This is their second release. All this stuff on Lionheart just sells out in a minute. Like, you're lucky. You really gotta be right on time. I've been lucky enough to pick up everything but their first 7-inch. I got this one on the milky transparent color. But yeah, they really go all out with like inserts. It's everyone looks cool, and this was a real high number 5. So it's pretty cool. What else? Ovens, the kind of discography, like the triple LP is what it was called digitally, but it's a double LP on vinyl. Came out. Kinda, I got into these guys a while ago from just hearing them on YouTube. Kind of sound like Weezer. They've got that like classical, um, yeah, classical mixed with punky rock stuff. Short songs, kind of weird, but very cool band. Move this babe out the way. Ooh. Drop Dead. Next up, First Press. I got this from Japan, which is kind of cheaper than America to get records from, for me, for shipping anyway. But kind of smells moldy. Yeah, sometimes stuff got a bit wet, I think, but still real tidy. Sleeves fine, no water damage. Put new sleeves in and everything. But yeah, sick record. Electro Hippies, Play Fast or Die. This is just the side of the Electro Hippies generic split, I think. But yeah, I really like this record. Really fast, like proto Power Balance fastcore. Or the first, Electro Hippies from the UK. Very cool. Very good stuff. Healer. I haven't really listened to this. I forgot I bought it, but must have been good at the time. I'll go back and listen to it again. It's hardcore stuff. Took a very long time to arrive. It came from a record label in the Czech Republic. But, I'll look into it again. My bad. This is a reissue of the Alarm Stank split. I really like the Alarm side. I think they're great. Once you can get kind of into more fastcore stuff, more foreign hardcore, which I like to listen to. It's good stuff. Turning Point. I grabbed the reissues from Revelation Records this year. Really good. I prefer the 7-inch, but I grabbed the album as well because it beats paying a whole lot of money for an original. When you not my favorite band, but very good record. I feel like I say that a million times. Stupids, Peruvian Vacation, really good. Like maybe some of the best early '80s hardcore music from the UK. I've seen this with a green sleeve for sale in Christchurch, where I live, a few times. I think my friend Dan picked one up, but I see them all the time, Penny Lane Records in Christchurch. But I got this one from the UK, brought over. Very good. I think best of that early '80s sort of stuff. Kind of sounds more American, which is like my favorite kind of hardcore. Early '80s hardcore in the US. Yeah. Another Spaz record, the second record. I picked this one up on Discogs, I think, pretty cheap. It was the last one of their albums that I needed to have all of them. So, very cool. Cool to be able to grab that one. Oh, the original artwork too. They changed it on the reissues. It doesn't look as good. Not wrestling theme, but great record. Brain Tourniquet. I have both their 7-inches, which I may have picked up this year. I'll go through the 7s after this, but very cool. Once again, sort of power balancey stuff. Iron Lung Records puts out great records, so it's a good one. Which also follows up with the new Woundman album. I had got the other one before earlier on, but yeah, this one even better than the last one. Another Iron Lung release. Super cool art. Guy also does a band called Internal, which sounds like Crossed Out, which is fucking awesome as well. Illiterate, No Experts. Came out on Sorry State Records, which is one of my favorite record labels, record stores to buy from online as well. These guys are super cool, like really snotty. The first album they did a Replacements cover, which is fucking cool as well. Cool art. Sounds like early '80s hardcore, but like snotty. It's really good. Alright, I got an original press Aggression. I got this on eBay. I got it for a steal like $20 US, which is great. It was a really good deal. They go for quite a lot more on Discogs, so I was stoked to get that so cheap. Alright. Alright. This is a band I'm in, it's X. Well, we're not really playing anymore, but a label over in Germany called Rockstar Records put this out. I played bass and did some songwriting in this. It was my first LP that I've ever been part of that's come out, so very cool. Cool thing to have. Cool piece of history for me. Next up, first Speed Plans album with the screen printed sleeve and stuff. This is fucking cool. They put out a new album, I think this year. I didn't grab it, but I was able to grab a copy of this year. I think it was limited to 150 copies. It never really comes up, but it's not super valuable, but it's super sick and hard to find. Oh, controversial one. The new Scowl record. I think it's good. I think I like the first one more just because I like hardcore more, but I could kind of see them going in this direction with that track in the middle of How Flowers Grow. And I'm not mad about it. I think it's cool. I think they're a cool band doing cool stuff. Good. I'm glad people in hardcore bands are making some money. They don't have to be like fucking on the way out to be doing it. Not Stop the World. These guys are basically homage to the band All, you know, the Descendants All sort of thing. Their bass player's insane. Sounds just like Carl Alvarez. Very cool. A little bit poppy. Singers maybe a bit too like singy for how much I like, but I thought it was a sick record. They did a really good job. First press. Check it out if you like the Descendants. Annihilation Time. I got a bunch of records in with my friend Dan, who did a big order. I just kind of grabbed some that I needed to grab. Cool to get something with some more Ray Pettibon artwork on it. I don't know what version this is. It doesn't seem to be on Discogs. It's like a gold-colored record in there, and the sleeve's kind of grey. Discogs didn't have that listed, but cool record. Rock Music, 2000. Ooh, Target of Demand, Man's Ruin. That's just the reissue on the Radiation, I think. I've been meaning to grab an original. It's not super expensive. Not cheap, but it's not super expensive in the grand scheme of hardcore records. But very cool record. Cool early 80s hardcore. Charge GBH. This is just like a comp with that first album and a 7-inch. But I did not mean to get it. I thought it was just a reissue of the first album. I don't really like comp albums, but here we are. I mean, it's the only good GBH. I don't really like anything else apart from that first album. And even then, not awful. Built this as a new shelf that I built, and it's rapidly getting filled up too fast as well. Yeah, sweet. The Fans. There's another comp album which I'm not a big fan of, but singles are expensive, especially the good one. So this has all this stuff on it. It's on pink vinyl in there. Super good power pop, super good. You Don't Live Here Anymore. That's a fucking amazing song. But yeah, great record. Check out them if you like power pop. If you like The Nerves, maybe. I don't know. These guys are from England though. But yeah, super good, super good, super good power pop. Templars reissue of Phase 2. Just an Oi record. Then put out, but the reissue's out by Takeo. So yeah, collection filler. Not the best Oi music, but pretty good. Pretty good. I wouldn't turn it off even. Next up, Blitz, Voice of a Generation. This is a reissue as well on Radiation. They seem to be getting a lot of good reissues. Another one that I always meant to get, like if I found a cheap copy, but a reissue came first, so I got that. If I can get an original, I'll replace it. But yeah, the other Blitz album is pretty good too, but the one with the blue cover. But I think this is the best one. I think. Oh, alright, this is the other album that I was part of putting out. This is we self-released Newest Jerk, Ugly Losers Club. It's me in the middle. Very cool. It's taken outside a photo in front. It's taken by my friend Nick. It's outside the storage unit where we practice. Still have lots of copies of those, so if you listen to it and you like it, hit us up. We can get a copy to you. Last Rites, No Guts, No Glory. This is a comp sort of thing by Reflex and Tang Records. They put out a single in maybe '84, I think. Chunks So Ends Our Night. But I think this whole thing was supposed to be on Exclaim. It was going to be the next Exclaim record or something. I think I've read that, but it never was. But yeah, some 6 songs. Good like American Oi music, which is rare to get good. Actually, Oi music in general kind of rare to get good, but every now and then there's a gem. And these guys are one of them. I think it's cool. Alright, next up, Gel, Only Constant. This is the first press. Very cool band. Another band that's sort of doing big things in hardcore music, I think. All their releases go really well. Sound really sick. Kind of new hardcore, but not in a way that I'm mad about, you know? Very cool. Cool band. Cool record. Another good band. Good record. Spy. Satisfaction. The other EPs and the 7-inch and the 12-inch EPs. Sick. This album very good too. Check Spy out. Also another like modern band that really good. Super good. An older band here. Agnostic Front, United Blood Legacy. It's just kind of like the whole session for the United Blood 7-inch, which is cool to hear. Yeah, I mean everyone knows this record, well the record that the session's from. They did another version that was the United Blood LP, basically the same thing. I think this is just the cooler version. Whatever. I got off Discogs, probably paid too much for it. Christ on Parade. This is, I'm not sure if it's an original press, but it's an 80s press. Sounds of Nature. I got the reissue of it and I gave it to my friend Dane because it had the artwork that had been changed. Pussy artwork. They'd taken the swastikas off the front. It's not something I support, but like I don't like original artwork being fucked with in my record collection, so I had to get the original with the original art. Good record. Came out in 1985. Destiny Bond, Be My Vengeance, and another good Convulse release from this year. I got this on the rear variant. I think it was the pink and white. I'm not gonna try to whip out more records. It took ages with that Spares recording. Very good record. Kind of weird sort of thing going on with the music. Not just straightforward hardcore. Not weird, good, but cool record. Stop. G-Gas, Generation Gas, Japanese hardcore band. This stuff was originally only on cassette, but they put this out a few years ago. It has a live B-side, which probably sounds like fucking trash. Would have been recorded on like a tape recorder, but the actual tape of the release on the A side is really cool music, really noisy, good early 80s, 84 Japanese hardcore. Got a reissue of Replacements, Sorry Ma, modern reissue. This is my favorite Replacements record, and I haven't been lucky enough to find an original or an 80s copy in the wild, but when they were really fast, super rock and roll, like bordering on hardcore, but not in the way that Husker or hardcore, like still rock and roll. Fucking really good album. Really good. Replacements are very good. Alright. Jury's Kids, Is This My World? A reissue as well from Tang. Some of the coolest, fastest stuff from the 80s. The drums are insane. If you know it, then you know what I mean. Would love an original copy, but they're $500 New Zealand. So, Monday I'll grab one. Monday I'll grab one off Discogs when I'm feeling wild. But very cool record. Check them out if you like fast stuff. Boneless ones. I got this at Penny Lane in Christchurch. Cool, like 80s, kind of like crossover, kind of hardcore. But yeah, super good. Songs are a bit long. It's not a must-have from the 80s, but it is very good. I got it pretty cheap, so can't complain. Alright, next up, Stains. This is the second press from 87. I got this from a guy in Auckland who was selling some records. I paid a bit, not crazy, but a good amount of money. But it was cool to be able to keep it in New Zealand. It's a very rare record. Still haven't repressed it officially. SST, just a shitty label to deal with apparently. But yeah, really cool. I was really stoked to get that. It's a bit of a grail record, really. Even though it's a second press, I'm happy with any pressing. It's from the 80s. It's from the sort of era appropriate. I'm happy, and it's super tidy. Sleeve's not too bad, you know. Good to keep it in New Zealand, where it's hard to get fucking records anywhere. Alright, next up, another Sorry State release, Yarn. Very good record as well. Just good modern hardcore with like an 80s influence, which I'm all about. Friend Justin kind of told me about these guys. I hadn't listened to them. I'd seen the name but not listened. I gave it the time, and super good. But I missed the clear vinyl, or whatever the colored variant was. I had to get the black, but I don't really care. Colored vinyl is what it is. Next up, Hell. Self-titled album, not for the week. Very cool, fast, modern stuff. I feel like modern stuff either goes down like the slow, heavy route now, or like the fast, like more lo-fi, like skatey, I don't know, Chain and Egg, I guess, but it's different with hardcore. I can't quite explain it, but this stuff, the more like lo-fi, fast sort of sound. Good. Alright, I'm running out of room. I'm going to start putting them in this board crate. Next up, Straining Order, Locked in Time. The first album was sick. This album is better. I'd say it's definitely better. I love the art. It was done by Callum Rooney, who is also doing art for one of my band's releases next year, a little 7-inch for my band Hog. Super cool release. I got the cool colorway, the clear with the black and yellow. But it looks great. They're a sick band. I'm always going to keep my eye out on them. The new stuff is awesome as well. Will Peace, 2-piece band, power violency stuff. Fucking awesome, a bunch of tracks on there. Their first record was really good as well. Good to grab this one this year. Oh, another CMI record. This was hard to track down. I missed it on the drop, but the band actually sent me my copy. Took fucking ages because they were crazy busy on tour, but I was stoked to be able to get one and put it in my collection. They went above and beyond, Lionheart did with this release. The inner sleeve's like screen printed as well. Just comes with a bunch of stuff. And just very cool cover. Alright, next up, we got the SSD Break It Up. Lots of people don't like this era of SSD. It kind of sounds like AC/DC, heavy metal. Sort of, it's weird, considering they were such like a pioneering hardcore band, a straight edge hardcore band. But I mean, they were doing what they wanted, and I kind of like it. Like, unironically love it. It's really good stuff. This one and the other album, which is coming up next, How We Rock. This is the one before that one, before Break It Up. Very cool. Same sort of stuff, leaving hardcore behind and trying some new stuff, which I appreciate. But yeah, they've also done a reissue this year of the SSD records, so the other kids will have their say. So that's very cool. Joyce Manor, Never Hungover Again. My second favourite Joyce Manor album after the self-titled. No, Of All Things I Will Soon Grow Tired. No, this is self-titled. The self-titled Of All Things is next. But yeah, very good. The record store I got this one right on Super Sound is upstairs at a bar. And I ended up drinking with my friend Dan, and these were in a paper bag, and I drew all over the paper bag, and it put dental on the record sleeve. So if you go to Ride on Super Sound and you drink a few fucking vodka lemon lime bitters at the bar, don't draw all over the bag because it'll put dents all over your record sleeve that you can see if you hold it in the light. Dumb. Next up is Bad Religion, No Control. This is my favorite Bad Religion album. It's just weird, but it is very cool. I heard the song You when I was really young. I think it's on Punkorama 3. And I was in love with it. I'm in love with the harmonies. No, like I like Suffer. I like How Be Universe, but this is where it is at for Bad Religion. I mean, next up, If They Do, Blood by the Misfits. Not their best work, but it is a good record. Kind of got to have it. Anything Danzig Misfits is worth having in your collection. Graves Misfits, not so much. Alright, next up, Burger Boys Cave World. This is a sick record, bit of a concept album. I like all their stuff, but this one really blew my mind. This is the reissue. Again, so soon. I imagine they sold out really quick, but on the pink vinyl. But yeah, Creepy Crawlers, Troglodyte. This record is full of bangers, start to finish, really. Yeah, get it if you like Devo, but a dirty version of Devo, you know, a modern version of Devo, I think. Very cool. Alright, another big one. CMI, the album, with the limited cover, the Lionheart cover. This cover is so good. Album I don't like as much as Summertime Skinhead, but I think it is still great. Good samples, good whole package. The band's blown up, sells out in seconds, so if you can get your hands on this stuff, like, it's worth it. I mean, don't buy it and flip it because people that actually want it, you know. So stop selling this shit on eBay for hundreds of dollars. Very cool record, worth the hype. Sorry. Another one. This is Compassion, Pacing Animal. I haven't put the record in the sleeve. Sort of power balancy stuff as well from Convulse Records. I picked it up because it was cheap and it was great. I listened to it on Spotify. It was good, so I was happy with my purchase. Personal Damage, Entropy and Entropy. Same deal. I got it because it was cheap and it's actually a good record, modern hardcore record. So check it out. Another big one, Chain Whip. I finally got this one. I got the 2-Step to Hell, and I have my copy of the new record on the way. It still hasn't arrived yet. Is at the 28th of December, 2023. But yeah, I like the blue colorway with the blue record. I think that's the coolest colorway they've done of the cover, so I picked it up. Very good band. Always cool looking release as well, which I appreciate. Next up, Concept Will Pain. That's a cool record. Real ugly sounding record actually, but it's very cool. It says it's mixed color. This is so close to being black, but it's like the darkest purple I've ever seen in my life. You wouldn't believe me if I pulled it out and said it was a purple record. And I'm not going to do it. So, yeah. Cool record. Rat Cage. I got their first record. I picked that one up. I got their demo tape when they first started. And I always thought it was sick. But for some reason UK stuff just falls off my radar a bit faster than the US stuff. But I managed to pick it up this year. It's very good. I also picked up their newest one on the Orange Vinyl variant from Sorry State. Yeah, it's great. Much better. I think they just get better and better anyway. But this is great. Cool to get a limited variant. Alright. Green Day, Insomniac, second best Green Day album, I think. Maybe first best. I think it's Kaplunk, Dookie, and Insomniac anyway. Cool art. It's got Brat, 86. It's got the bangers on it. Before Green Day got shitty. I mean, American Idiot is either you love it or it's the point where you stop liking Green Day. I personally love it because it was 2004. I was like 13 when American Idiot came out, but Anything after that, no, I don't love it. But yeah, this is number one, number two Green Day albums for me. Next up, Straight on View. I got this at Real Groovy in Auckland, New Zealand, which is a strange place to find it, but I think I dropped close to 100 New Zealand dollars. But you never find cool old 80s hardcore shit in New Zealand, especially not something that long. So I had to do it. On the same trip, I also found Negative Trend. I got this from Southbound Records in Auckland, walking around dragging my girlfriend to record stores, but picked that one up as well as Offenders, Endless Struggle. I think I got this quite cheap, but that's the original press as well. So while I was in Auckland at Southbound as well, so it was a good score, good trip actually for buying records, like 80s hardcore. What else? Stigmatism, Ignorance and Power. This is I don't know, it's like a modern take on New York hardcore, like that. I mean, look at the cover, it looks like Victim in Pain. Yeah, it's great. Modern take on the New York hardcore. I'd like to say early New York hardcore, but later as well. It's got some slower stuff on there as well. But yeah, obviously a bit of agnostic front worship in this band, but very good. I like it. Sorry that I keep coughing as well. Say Anything. Nora Benjora EP. It's cool that they put this out on vinyl. It's kind of just like demos Max Bemis did, like drums roll, keyboards, sort of shit. But some of the songs are fucking great. Second only to Is a Real Boy, obviously, which is the real like magnum opus of his, which he probably hates to hear because it was an early album. But yeah, these songs as well are great. Fucking great. Jawbreaker, Bivouac. Definitely the most emo Jawbreaker album, I think. I love Jawbreaker. I used to be a big anti-DAU guy. I guess it was just because I was easily influenced by hype, but DAU is probably my favorite album of theirs now. And then 24 Hour, but this is a great album too. P.S. New York is Burning is my favorite track on this. But this is a reissue from this year or last year. Green colored vinyl. Alright, what else? Blink-182, Dude Ranch. My favorite Blink album. I think they've only got less serious in their songwriting. Like nothing really. Like the serious songs on this album, I feel like are much more serious topics than they really address in their later music. Obviously, Travis Barker wasn't in the band at this time, so all the drum beats are kind of the skate punk do-but, which works, but it couldn't have gone on forever. Obviously, Travis Barker is an amazing drummer, but this is the best music, hands down. Fight me if you don't agree, but this is the one. I got that album when I was 12 on CD, one of the first albums, so I don't know. Maybe I like it because of that. Slant. Great, another great release on Iron Lung. I missed it when it first came out. I grabbed it this year. Drums are in a Chronic 6 shirt. I don't know anyone else who has a Chronic 6 shirt, but me. That's fucking cool. What else we got? Delco MFs. It's a comp of their earlier releases of the year. These guys are fucking awesome. I'm sure they'll probably put out a new EP next year. But very cool. Artwork as well, super stark. I like it. Nosferatu, Society's Bastard. These guys are great. Super fast, super noisy. Sounds like I probably did just put like a cassette recorder in the room and recorded the album. It plays the same thing on both sides, A side and B side, which is cool. I mean, I wonder if it would have been cheaper to just press it on one side, but I guess you can get up and flip the record instead of starting it back at the beginning. So, Fairy Tale, Shooting Star. This is great. Female friended stuff. Got the cool green vinyl as well. I grabbed it with a big lot of records from Quality Control in the UK. Super good record. Heavy Discipline, Your Scapegoat. I got it on clear vinyl, which I think is the least limited variant, but I thought it looked cool. It's super clear as well. This sounds like that sort of X-Claim, 80s X-Claim sort of stuff. Maybe a bit of like Boston Strangler, a bit of that sort of sound. But it's a fucking great record. Yeah, it fit right in on the X-Claim record stuff, you know, like the Ifuse and Jerry's Kids, along with that sort of stuff. Alright, we got Head Cheese Expired. This is a great record. A bit silly, super snotty, but that 80s hardcore worship, you know, it doesn't take itself too seriously. I think it is better than the first record, which was also great, so it was cool to grab this one. Alright, this band is called Vobora. This is called Zeldy Belzer. I think this band's from Spain. I could be wrong. I don't have Discogs open right now, which I could do. Probably should do. Cut out cover. It's kind of like a heavier Scrams, like emo, like a modern take, but with like the heavier guitar tones and stuff. I heard it on Bandcamp, bought it straight away. Chill out, man. Trying to do some stuff. We must chill. Alright. Yeah, what was I saying? I got it on Bandcamp, I heard it, and I was like, wow, this is great. It arrived in one piece, which is becoming more and more of a worry with records in the post and international stuff. But it's a great record. Foreign language. It's not in English, but fuck it, who cares? It is a great record. Check it out. Maybe I'll put a list of the records that I've got, and at the bottom I'll try to put a link to the music or something so you can check it out. This is Rabbit. This is their demo, and Halo of Flies. Cool art, super cool art. They're kind of like, I'd say similar to Gulch, but not. Like, same death metal-y hardcore, but with lower vocals. Found this on Bandcamp too and had to pick it up. I thought it was really good. Alright, another fucking amazing eBay score. AWOL, the EP. This was Moby's band after he left Vatican Commandos and before he started being Moby. But this is kind of like Joy Division-y goth stuff, which I think is the best stuff he did, and no one really talks about it. But I got it for $20. Sometimes this goes for like, I don't know, like 150, 200 USD. I got it for 20 USD on eBay. So I was stoked. I think I set an alarm for like 5 in the morning to get it, but I was super stoked to get it cheap. Alright, Speak Chinese or Die. Amazing artwork. This is kind of grindy. Definitely grind, it's not really power violence. Fucking super noisy vocals, super abrasive. Funny play on Speak English or Die. Great. From China as well. I think there was some fuck around with the label. They kind of screwed them out of money or something. Which is sad, but the record is really good. It looks like there's fucking like 5 labels put it out, so I don't know. Something's gotta go wrong with that many people. Alright. Ooh. Next up, we got Pig Destroyer, Terrifier. This is on like a magenta sort of splatter vinyl. I think maybe the best sort of grindcore release ever. It's not a nice sounding music, but it's cool music. I'm not a big grind guy, but this is a record that I wanted to have in my collection. I picked it up from Penny Lane Records in Christchurch as well. Shout out to those guys. They seem to be getting more and more cool punk and alternative stuff in. Another one I got from them is this Replacement Stink. This is like the 3rd or 4th press. This is not actually hand stamped like the early presses were, but still an 80s press, so maybe like 86. I'm not sure. I do know it's on Discogs, so I've catalogued everything, but super cool. White and Lazy, banger. Love the fast songs. Love the Replacements, no fast songs. Rites of Spring. If you know, you know. Like maybe the first emo record. This is just a reissue on Discord. I grabbed it from right on Supersound again in Christchurch. Great record store. Like White's the man. He'll get whatever I ask him for. He'll get in. So he's a legend. All right. What else did I get? Ooh, Exploding Hearts. Guitar Romantic. This is the third man reissue. I got this at Penny Lane Records in Christchurch as well. Which I was surprised to see, like, as a used record. I don't know who's selling this, because once you've got this in your collection, you're never gonna let it go. Amazing band, sad story behind it. 3 of the 4 members died in a car accident, but put out an amazing record in their time. So good. Next up, Electric Chair, Active Aggression. My friend Justin put me onto them first, and I listened to them, and I liked them when they put out their first or second 7-inch, but I never really listened to more. They put out this album, and I didn't listen to it again, and my friend Dan was like, I put this record in the record store, you should listen to it, I think you'll like it. I went home and I listened to it, and I went in the next day and bought it. So it's a great record. They've just reissued it as well, like the face on the cover is pink instead of green, so get it if you can see it. It's a good hardcore record. Slint, Spiderland. Good music to chill out to. I missed a copy of this. I left it in the record store, like an original press, and I didn't pick it up. I went back the next day, full of regret, and it was gone. So I got the newest reissue because I missed out, and I felt bad. But this is a nice, chill record. Never gets too much. Quite long songs, but good to just put in the background and chill out to. Ooh. Placements. Let it be. Picked this up from Penny Lane as well. Someone must have sold a replacements collection, obviously. But they're coming out. The Illiterates covered that on their first album, a modern hardcore band. But very good. A lot more serious. They'd slowed stuff down by now. This is probably the third favorite replacements record. 80s press though. I think it's like a UK license to Zippo from Swin Zone, so it's a UK press. Oh my goodness. Oh, should move this over here. Alright, next up we got a New Zealand pressing of Ramones' Road to Rome. This is a 70s press, which I got from Penny Lane in Christchurch. I was stoked to get it. I'm not a huge Ramones fan, which sounds like blasphemy, but I don't know. They're not one of my favorite bands, but obviously I still like them. Everyone likes the Ramones. You can't not like the Ramones. So many good songs. I played a gig with Marky Ramone's new thing he does, where he's, I don't know, the boss from behind the drum kit, which was cool. It was weird to see them play Ramones songs, but it was cool. But yeah, pick this up, Penny Lane, very good. SSD Control, this is the reissue. I got the copy that was limited to 750 from Trust Records before I knew that there was going to be more limited versions. I could have got the white copy, which seems to be going for big money, where they're kind of like, it's a white sleeve instead of a black sleeve, but I thought it looked ugly, and I'm not going to sell it, so why get a rare version I think looks ugly? I want the classic black and white. This is like the most classic hardcore cover, like, so iconic and great. This and Get It Away by them top tier. But from top tier to bottom tier, this is the fucking new Blink-182 album. They put out that stupid first single with the other song, More Than You Know, and I was like, oh, More Than You Know is actually pretty good. Like, I can appreciate this album. If the whole album's like this, I'll get it. But turns out it wasn't. They just put a bunch of mediocre singles out. Most of the songs suck. More Than You Know is basically the only good one. Turpentine, the instrumental is sick, but the lyrics kind of let it down. It's just a bit silly, you know. As I was saying, like, it's Dude Ranch was so still silly, but like the music was more serious. This kind of feels soulless. But I got the Lenticular cover because I thought it would be cool. But yeah, it sucks. If you think it's good, you're lying to yourself. Sorry. Angry Samoans, Back for Samoa. It has the song Lights Out on it, which is a funny song and it's good. This is just a reissue I got from Ride On Super Sound. It's good. This and their first album, very good. I've got the Queer Pills 7-inch that they put out under the Queer Pills instead of Angry Samoans. But it has a stamp on it. I've got them as well. But they're a funny band. But not really PC now, but it's the 80s, whatever. Alright, this is the modern repress of Orchid, Curses Me. This is like the last time he's going to do the foil cover. It's on green vinyl. This is like a classic Scrams, emo, hardcore, whatever you want to call it. It's a classic record. So good. And they're playing shows again. If you live in America, go see Orchid. Because I can't do it, and I would love to. Concrete Caveman, Feral. My partner got me this for Christmas this year. It's only a few days after Christmas, so happy holidays if you're watching this. I don't know if anyone's going to watch this. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm just bored on holidays. This is cool. Another sort of like hardcore death metal cross. But check them out from Bandcamp. It's a very good record. I was also lucky enough to pick up a bunch of original pressing all records from a guy up north in Auckland, New Zealand. They're all from the 90s or the late 80s, whenever they came out, their respective years. But Aura says, I also picked up Orif Prez, Aura Saves, and Percolator, which is sick to be able to pick up so many. I don't really have any Aura records. I've always been a Descendants guy, big Descendants guy, my favorite band. But great to be able to grab so many all records at once, original pressings, and they were pretty cheap. So great to add to the collection. What else? We got Agent Orange. This is their second full-length album. Not as good as Living in Darkness, no way. But I picked it up from the same guy for cheap. It has a bit of a fucking line like someone's drawn on a pen on the front, but just leaves the groove. But aside from that, you know, I'd put on Living in Darkness before I put this on. It's an okay record. Picked up a couple Blood on the Saddle records. Early stuff's on SST. This one's on SST, and the one before it was on SST as well. It's kind of like cowpunk, a bit country. It's not as good as Meat Puppets, but it's still pretty good. I picked up this record, and also was in love with this record here. I think this one, those two, I can't remember which one came out before, one or the other, but they're like maybe next to each other in releases. But I picked them up both from Penny Lane and Christchurch. Good record. Also from Penny Lane, Trash Talk, Eyes and Nines. Doesn't say Trash Talk, so maybe people didn't get it because the cover, you can't tell it's Trash Talk unless you know the record. This is on like a weird white marbled vinyl. Not their best release either. I preferred 119, but still great band. Sort of thrashy, not power violence, but like almost fastcore. I don't know. It's like it's heavier and more modern hardcore, but it's cool. All right, I got Gordon's Fit Shock. I'm not a big Flying Nun guy, but this is a cool release. It was originally a 7-inch. They reissued it on a 12-inch a few years later, and I don't know. I saw it. It was cheap enough to grab, so I grabbed it. All right. Dead Kennedys, Plastic Surgery Disasters. Sorry, I thought I was going to see this. Dead Kennedys, Plastic Surgery Disasters. This is on pink vinyl. It's got the annoying hype sticker you can't remove from the sleeve that was on them all. But it's super nice pink vinyl. I think it was an Australian pressing. Picked it up quite cheap from Penny Lane too. They've been getting an amazing amount of punk stuff, which I'm super hyped on because it's great to go to a record store and actually get something I want instead of a million copies of I don't know, Dad Rock records, which are great. I have Tom Petty in this record collection. He's the man. An original pressing Motion City Soundtrack. I love these guys. Some of the best pop punk of my teenage years. This is their first record from 2003. I think 2003. Original press. Got that from Penny Lane, along with their 2008 album, Even If It Kills Me, double LP, original press as well. Didn't have Commit This to Memory, which is my favourite album by them, but I was stoked to grab these two on the same day. Someone's obviously sold a wee pop punk collection there. Also, 7 Seconds, New Wind. Not the best 7 Seconds stuff either, but good record. They changed direction a little bit on this record, but an original press, 86. Yeah, Violent Femmes, Hello Grand, Let's Go I Hear the Rain. That's the whole reason I bought that record, because of I Hear the Rain. The rest of it's alright, but it's their first album's the one you want to hear, I guess. I Hear the Rain is a banger though. I've got Enemy, Maladjusted. It's got a weird like synthy tone on the guitar or something. Cool record though. And last but not least, Nigazone, Italian hardcore. The sleeve is super ratty, but I got it for $5, so a bit cheaper than it normally goes for. I don't think it was going to sell in Penny Lane and Christchurch, so $5 was a steal. So that's all the LPs that I got this year in 12 inches. Up there I got my 7s. I'll go through those and have a look through and pick up ones I got this year and show them to you in another video. But hopefully this wasn't too draining to listen to. Thank you.